from 1st November 2025, providers will be able to retain up to 2% per year from a resident's refundable accommodation deposit. Currently, there's no retention. So the RADs are fully refundable to the estate. So effectively what that means for families, say if you had a RAD or that refundable accommodation deposit of $500,000, this could shrink by $10,000 a year if the 2% is retained. So the maximum they can retain over a 5-year period is 10%. So now all of a sudden that 500,000 has shrunk by 50,000. So when it comes to a financial planning perspective, when to look at it is there's liquidity planning, because sometimes families will often use the RAD as a way to sort of park wealth because it is fully refundable. There's no risks, but now that assumption no longer holds. So part of the deposit will be gone. So now you got to look at it and say, well, is that the best case for the family? If not, and those kind of things. And then, so longer stays, it has a bigger impact. So the retention fee compounds with time and care. And then also before it was not a clear cut answer, but it was sort of like favored paying the deposit over not paying it. Whereas now that they're going to have the retention plus indexation on the daily accommodation payment, if you don't pay it, there's a lot more emphasis on choosing the right way to go. So it could be a mixture of paying some and not paying, paying half the deposit and then paying the rest as an ongoing amount. Whereas before it was a bit more clear cut to say, well, it's generally better off to pay the full amount. So from a financial planning is, you compare the RAD versus the DAP, which is the daily accommodation payment. You got to model the length of stay scenarios. So usually it's 2 to 3 years, but if they last longer, you got to factor that in. You got to review the estate expectations. And then also you got to maintain flexibility. So with the way the costs go. So yeah, it's one of those things. It was always important to seek advice with aged care, but now with the mixture and a few other scenarios coming in, it's very important.